This video will show you how to give extra credit points for the classroom quizzes. If you remember, we are going to reward student improvement on the classroom quizzes if they're improving as an average. So the way we're doing that is sort of every 5 modules, beginning in Module 10, we're giving them a bump in points if their average has gone up. So functionally, what that looks like is around the time of Module 5, just after Module 5 is complete, you're going to come in here and download a version of the gradebook and just keep it off to the side. We're going to need that because when Module 10 comes around, we're going to compare Module 10 performance, or the average at Module 10, versus what it was when we downloaded that thing at Module 5. So for today's demonstration here, it's Module 10. So we've previously downloaded the Module 5 gradebook, and today now it's Module 10. So I'm going to take my test student here. I'm going to scroll over and show you that we've got grades for all of the module classroom quizzes up through 10. So 6 and out of so forth. Module 8, Module 9, and Module 10 all have grades in them. So I'm going to show you what we do to export this. We simply click the export button and click on the CSV file, and then it's going to sort of think about it for a moment and then give me some options for how to save it. And when it does, I'm going to save it just to my desktop. I'm going to go ahead and let it be I'm actually going to change. That doesn't need to change much from the previous one. I'll go ahead and I could name it something that makes it obvious to me which one is which. So Module 10, let's say, and I'll just save it that way because I'm going to need to reference the Module 10 snapshot when we get to Module 15. Okay, so now what I've got is I've got a download of my Module 10 performance, and I could open that up. It's going to open in Excel because it's a CSV file. And I'm going to go ahead and scroll down to my test student, which is right here. I'm going to scroll over till we get to all those grades, the individual grades, and then it's actually easier to see in the regular Canvas course if we scrolled over and looked at the classroom quiz total. There it is, classroom quizzes. This is these columns at the end of the grade book. They're grayed out, you see, are actually the buckets of grades. So this is adding up all of the individual online quizzes and giving a percentage. This is adding up all of the individual classroom quizzes and giving a percentage. So the student is at a 73% right now for all of the classroom quizzes. But this is for right now, which is the Module 5 point of view. So if we go back and look not at this one, but at the other classroom quiz we had, the overall grades, which would be all Excel files, all files, the CSV file that I had from Module 5. And if I were to look at that point, I'm going to go ahead and scroll all the way over for my test student. Scroll too far, there we are. And this is that column, 61 is that column here for the classroom quiz average. I'll go ahead and show you that. No, that's persuasive essay. I take it back. You do need to be careful here, don't you? Let's go over to the beyond the modules. Here we are, classroom quizzes, final score. This is what we want. And so the student has got a 62.5% at the moment. The final score would be if the semester ended today, but the 62 is a percentage. So that means that the student was at Module 5 at that moment performing at a 62% level. And as we see in today's gradebook, the student is now performing at a 73% level for the classroom quizzes. In other words, the student has gone up between Snapshot 5 and Snapshot at Module 10. So given that, I'm going to scroll back over and give the student some extra credit for these modules. And so we need to locate the module 5 and 10 extra credit stuff, which is going to be its own columns. So it's after all of these regular tests. I went in the wrong direction there. And these are the discussions at the very end. I believe that's the very end, right? Almost to the very end there. Semester participation, e-portfolio. So it has to come before the module discussions. As you can see, it's easy enough to lose where these things are within the class, within the gradebook, that is. There's a Global Citizens Project. I'm scrolling backwards from the persuasive essay, and here are the classroom quiz extra credit fields. So it's about 50-60% of the way through. All right, and so let's just verify where we are. So the regular classroom quizzes ended, and then immediately after that begins the extra credit columns. So we've already created a column for you. Everything is set up to calculate. All you have to do is put in points. So by mousing over, you see that there's one for Module 10, and you see that there's one for Module 20. And then you see that there's a place for the final exam, which we're going to show you in a different video. So at Module 10 and at Module 20 are times where the students can get sort of bonus points. Okay, we just proved that the student is increasing from Module 5 to Module 10, so they're going to get points. We scroll to that student in this column, and we just add 5 points. Everyone gets 5 points if they've improved in this column. They get 0 if they haven't improved. That's all you would give is either a 5 or a 0. Okay, and then we would need to keep our Module 10 quiz CSV file or Excel file, because then we're going to compare the average again when we get to Module 20. So we're only doing this twice, and each time we're doing it, they're either getting a 0 or a 5 in terms of extra credit for improvement on their classroom quizzes. The reason we're doing this is that we really want to incentivize improvement. We want them studying and always feeling like, okay, there is some value in going back and looking at that old stuff and really committing it to memory.